Alright, this is the ninth war of Season 6 for Loki. We are facing off against Core for the second time this season. I will be on Path 5 again with Magic, Vision, and Morningstar. Wish I had brought Omega into this war, and you'll see why later. But without Mystic Power Boosts, I feel like I need Morningstar synergy for Magic on node 29. But the first node here, node 10, is a rank 4 magic using my OG Vision. Yeah, just kind of go right into this fight, not even trying to work around the power or anything, just get it right down. I didn't worry about the limbo when I went to use my special because it would place the heal block, thus stopping the limbo from healing the damage. Next up, here's node 16, the kinetic reactor, unblockable special 1 with power reserve, and it ends up being a rank 4 Agent Venom. I'm just gonna play Agent Venom nice and safe. With baiting the heavies, not worrying about the blocked hits feeding the kinetic reactor, as his tenacity, which shrugs off debuffs, and shrug off a parry really quickly, which if you were to try and parry an attack off of, you could very easily catch yourself getting parried. So just gonna bait heavies throughout the fight, not really worry about his power at all. His specials are nice and easy to evade, so even if he got off any, I wouldn't be too worried about it. So yeah, that is node 16, rank 4 Agent Venom down. Next up is node 23, the Masochism node. This is a 6-star Yellow Jacket. Gonna approach this fight like I would any other Masochism with OGV. Try to trigger the Masochism and then place the heal blocks on him so I can then trigger Masochism while heal block is up and not worry about him getting healing off it. So yeah, pretty straightforward fight. Just gotta try to keep the heal blocks on as much as I can for when I trigger Masochism, so there's no healing throughout the fight as often as I can at least. But yeah, 6-star Yellow Jacket, really not a tough defender, especially unduped, even if, you know, you had to deal with his specials and you somehow got clipped by one. Upon the expiration of the power sting, it wouldn't stun you with him unduped, so really not a tough defender at all. Pretty lengthy fight though, with all the healing that can occur and has been occurring in the course of the fight. Alright, that's node 23, Masochism, 6-star Yellow Jacket, down. Alright, and next up we have the node 29, rank 5 Killmonger. As you can see, I have no Mystic Power Boost still, as they still have not hit the store throughout the course of the season. Trigger a parry to trigger the Masochism right at the start there to feed my power bar some with the Mystic Dispersion. Just gonna get the power locks going as quick as I can with the SP2s. Try to get them backed up to the corner as per usual. Do the medium dash attack, evade, light attack counter. I've seen some people talking about how you can use medium attacks, but I actually find them to be much less reliable. If you've watched some of my wars, you've seen where I've been too slow on the evade light attack counter and he's actually got combos in on me, and the medium attack is even slower. So there are some instances where I'm getting the light attack in where the medium attack actually wouldn't. On this node, with the ramp up he gets with his attack and everything when he fills bars of power, if you don't have a limbo up, you know, a lot of times that I've gotten caught, there's a limbo up, so I take a lot of damage, but then it's all getting negated. If that limbo weren't to be up and you were to take one of those combos, it would devastate your health bar. And on top of that, with the max recoil, each time I use a special, it's taking 10% of my health off, which does heal me once the limbo goes away, but if my health were to get too low, that's a big risk, is that I would then not be able to use specials, which has occurred to me actually in past seasons. And right there, I go too early on the evade, get caught. Luckily, the limbo's up. I get all that health back. So, mistake right there, but at this point, the fight's pretty much almost over. The limbo saved all that health for me, so this will be easy to close out at this point. And that is node 29 Killmonger down with rank 5 magic. Next up will be node 34. Now this was the war that occurred Christmas Day, and I was trying to jam these fights in without distraction as this was getting towards the afternoon. As you'll see here on my SP1, I just lost 10% health. Now I don't actually even notice this until it was either the second or third one, I don't even remember. But I didn't take my max recoil off from node 29, and at this point, I'm in total panic mode, thinking like, holy crap, like, I'm taking 10% damage for any special. You know, if you watch my videos with OGV, I just like to keep their power totally drained down, not have to worry about specials. But at this point, I'm thinking in my mind in the fight, like, am I gonna kill myself quicker than I'm gonna kill him if I freely throw my specials throughout this fight? And right there I mess up. Luckily he only does 3 hits of his combo. Like, my mind is just not even on the fight. It's more on the fact that I totally messed up and left my max recoil on. And I'm just killing myself in this fight. I notice I start to get his health down around mine, so I throw that SP1 there, not worrying about it too much, knowing that as long as I don't mess up at this point, I should get him down quicker than I'm killing myself. But huge mess up on my part, and it cost me a ton of health potions in this war. Next up is the node 36 stun immune, Rolling Thunder, bleed node where I need OGV. This is the fight I wish I had Omega for. It is a rank 5 Modok. And scouting the lanes, I knew this was here before even joining the war, but I felt like without a Mystic Power Boost, I probably needed Morningstar Synergy for Magic on node 29 Killmonger. Looking back, I think I'll probably get away with not having that synergy, regardless of having a Mystic Power Boost or not. Maybe not with having a Power Stab boost, I don't know, it's hard to say. The fights really come down to the wire without a Power Stab boost, as it's a much slower time getting your first SP2s going and getting them power locked, and he's getting quite a few power bars in the process. But here in this fight, just going to play it super safe. Just going to bait the heavies, try to take down his auto block shields. Hopefully he throws a heavy quick and I'm able to get ins. As you can see there, he didn't, and I got like 1 hit on him. So, I mean, it's a really drawn out fight where you take a lot of chip damage. You just have to hope after his auto block gets triggered that he gives you a quick opening afterwards with throwing a quick heavy. The fight felt a little laggy as well. Like, it doesn't really seem to come through in the recording, but I remember doing the fight and thinking like, holy hell, this is so laggy right now, like what is going on? And I don't know, it just seemed to kind of mess with my head a little, but luckily on this node you have the breakthrough, so you know, the more hits you put on them, the more damage you start to put out. If I was doing this fight against a Modok on a node that didn't have breakthrough, there would be no chance. I would 100% time it out with OG Vision without a doubt. If I had Omega Red in this fight, it'd probably be like a 30-second to a minute-long fight tops. Yeah, just gonna slug it out with OGV, take a ton of chip damage after having to use like 8 health pots because of my mess up on the last fight with the max recoil. So yeah, coming down cuts the wire here and wraps up the rank 5 Modok. Now I got the node 51 stun immune unblockable SP1 mini boss. It is a rank 5 Emma Frost. You can see my OGV isn't even max health, and that's because I have actually itemed out at this point in the war without even dying because of my mess up with max recoil. So I throw on a combat regen just because I'm not at full health for the fight at the start. Yeah, add a little insurance, try to be a little extra safe. Gonna approach this Emma like any other fight. Try to keep her power drained throughout the course of the fight, not worry about her specials. Because of that, she will be in diamond form throughout a good portion of the fight. She'll come out of it at times when I'm pushing her over a bar of power and using my special, which is then taking away all my power. So she ends up actually having more power than me in those moments, and will lose her diamond form, so that helps to get a little better damage output on her. But yeah, when her diamond form is up, she's a pretty tanky champ, especially for someone like OGV who doesn't have the best damage output, but you know, he's extremely efficient at just controlling the outcome of the fight through power control. So yeah, just keeping her power burned, baiting her heavies, not doing too much like stand-up intercepts in the corner or backdraft intercepts. You see I did one there, but I don't know, I guess I just kind of do them when I feel real safe about them or I'm feeling good about them in that moment. Most times I tend to just bait the heavies. Really only try to do that stuff if I feel I need to for the most part. Every now and again I kind of throw them in the mix when I guess when I'm feeling it, when I'm feeling like it's good. I try it there with the light attack, she doesn't come out, so you know, I'm able to quickly throw up the block, not get intercepted or pounced on. But yeah, all in all, pretty easy fight. Ton of health pots used this war because of my mess up with the max recoil. But solid war. Got all my fights down, didn't die, so another good war. We did end up taking this war on core. Shout out to them, good war, and thanks for watching.